Hi everyone, it's Simon Killing here at weatherweb.net, and it is Saturday the 8th of August. Thanks again for watching, and the sun's shining for many of us today. That's the scene above my head. Just beautiful blue skies, just bits and pieces of cirrus around. I hope it's good with you too. Now, of course, we're into our fundraising month for Macmillan Cancer Support. Thanks to all of you who've given so far. If you haven't, why not? This is your chance to give to a fantastic cause. We don't charge anything for weatherweb.net, and you use the site completely free of charge. But what we ask you once in the year is to make a donation to our charity, which is Macmillan. And this covers the use that you've had during the last 12 months. So you can do that by text. You can send a text message to WWeb99 and the figure £10, or actually any figure you want. Why not give £10, £20, or even £50? You can do that by just sending that text message to 70070, or you can go to our Just Giving page at www.justgiving.com/weatherweb, and you can make a donation of your choice there. Thanks to all of you who've donated so far. As I'm sure you realise, it's going to a very, very worthwhile cause, and I'll let you know an update on the amounts that we've raised very soon. Last year we did almost £3,000, but I've set a target of £1,000 this year. If we can beat that, then that would be absolutely fantastic. So thanks again for all your support. Now, a brief reminder that weather schools are about to take place through September and October. Still got a couple of places left. Go to www.weatherschool.co.uk for all the very latest information and also the dates and booking there. They tend to fill up very quickly during the middle and the latter part of August as people realise just how close September is. So if you're planning on coming along, this is your opportunity. Go to the website and take a look for all the details. Now, El Niño has been the focus of many video during the last few months, since really the prediction started back in March that El Niño would kick off. We've been coming back to El Niño, taking a look at how things are progressing, and this is the latest sea surface temperature anomaly from the 6th, so this is from Thursday, and here's the El Niño here coming across the Pacific. Notice though the temperature profile through the Atlantic as well. We've got this cooler, warmer water west of the UK, warmer water through the central parts of the Atlantic, cooler in the south. And just compare it with previous similar years in El Niño. This El Niño event that we're going into is a moderate event. And if we compare back to previous years with such events, these are some of the years that we've picked out in our analogue forecasts. And really the analogues have been proving very reliable actually through the summer months in terms of long-range forecasting. The long-range forecasting model's not been performing particularly very well, but the analogues have certainly been showing themselves to be pretty useful. This is 1968, this is August 68, and this is one of our moderate El Niño years, and there is the El Niño event. Look, warmer water off the western coast of the States, but just look, this cooler water here to the west of the UK, warm water through the central parts of the Atlantic, cooler water down towards the south. 1968 proving a very, very good match. Cools down a bit because of the cooler water in the Indian Ocean, which on the current chart is actually showing up as warmer than normal, but for the Pacific, for the Atlantic, it shows a very good match. It's just that Indian Ocean thing that really causes a bit of a problem and brings uncertainty when we're using 68 as a match. August 63 is another good one, warm water west of the US. Look, here's the cooler water towards the west of the UK. Not so warm in the mid-Atlantic then, but there is evidence there of warmer than normal conditions, but not as warm as it is now. Cooler in the southern parts of the Atlantic, Indian Ocean, nearer normal. So it's a reasonable match as well. 91's a good one. This is August 1991. There's our warmer water look in the central parts of the Atlantic, cooler west of the UK, cooler in the southern parts of the Atlantic. Indian Ocean near to warmer than normal. Not such a notable El Niño event, and not quite such warm water off the western coast of the States, but still not bad. But it's when you take these years together and run a mean through them that they become most useful. Put the years together, what do they look like? Well, this was September 09, 02, 94, 91, 68, 63. This is how the 500 millibar anomalies looked during September, and it had high pressure towards the northwest, low the normal heights down towards the south, quite a trough through Europe. You'd get generally north to northeasterly winds given this sort of pattern, but particularly across northern parts of the UK actually it shows itself to be a dry month should this come true. Wetter down towards the south because of the proximity of this area of low pressure. So, excuse me, you'll be looking at a northeasterly flow across southern part of the country, thundery rain coming in at times. Quite a fair end to the year, end to the summer though for many, particularly Northern England, Ireland and Scotland. And yeah, there'd be fair days down towards the southern parts of the UK, but we'd get rain coming in at times. But it's very interesting, the dominance of those higher than normal heights. October looks like this from the analogues. High pressure still in control of really a notable omega shape high here, blocked out during October. That really would bring a fine end to the summer months and early part of autumn across much of the country. That would be dry, fair conditions. Overnight frost, yes, but very good spells of sunshine and warm days. And it's not the official forecast that we're going for just at the moment, but it's certainly well worth keeping your eye on to see exactly how the climate models act when they've got this information put into them, because they do take this information into account. But it would certainly point to a reasonable spell of weather through the early part of autumn. Although I still maintain that we'd see a significant breakdown late October into November. So much warmth available in the Mediterranean, so much energy around across the Atlantic as well. Once that gets released, jet strengthens up, we go into more of a westerly. That really could take us into very unsettled conditions. The current index is looking like this for El Niño. Here's 3.4, region 3.4 that we're interested in. The dotted line is the climatology, and you notice here, look, how region 3.4 temperatures are above normal at the moment, and above normal through region 4, through region 3, and through regions 1 and 2 as well, significantly so in regions 1 and 2. Predictions looking like this, most of them bringing us up to around a 2 to 2.5. I think that's a bit high, and then falling off into the early part of the year, peaking in November and through into December as well before we see that fall off, and actually taking us into weak La Niña conditions by May of next year. Like I say, though, I've got some doubt over those forecasts, particularly the peak amount of the index. I think it's going to be coming in around about plus 1.8 to plus 2, and I think it will weaken off, and I think certainly we're going to go into La Niña next year. So I kind of buy that part of the prediction. It's that peak early on that I've got more problems with. Oh, and this is November, by the way. This is how November shaped up in those previous years that we put analogues against. Much lower than normal heights west of the UK. Look, there's that strengthened jet stream piling in across the Atlantic, which is the reason why we're predicting the storms, the rain, and the cloud as well, because the analogues all pointing towards that right now. As far as the CFS goes and the ideas of high pressure building in around about the 20th of the month, well, not really showing much of that at the moment. This is the CFS for week 1, higher than normal heights towards the east, lower than normal towards the west, with that trough out towards western areas. Week 2 looking like this. Trough coming in, really unsettled conditions, a meagre high off towards the east across Scandinavia. Probably okay, Scotland, eastern parts of England, but very unsettled out towards the west during this period, the 14th to the 20th. And that trough holding on into the early part of week 3, but a higher than normal heights building towards the west. There's the ridge off towards the east, so we're getting that sort of pattern taking shape, keeping us unsettled in the UK. And then for week 4, the CFS still sees the ridge off towards the east, puts the trough further the ridge towards the west, puts the trough further towards the east, brings in a north to northeasterly flow through the country, so cooler but slightly more settled. So kind of see something building out here, but it just isn't seeing any chance of my ridge of high pressure building in around the 20th. So not much backup from the climate models on that just at the moment, although the Chinese model is going for the idea of a ridge building towards the end of the month. I might need to extend my 20th date by a wee while, or at least a couple of days. Anyhow, I've whittled on long enough for now. Just a reminder of how you can donate to our Macmillan Appeal. And whatever you're doing, have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine if you can. And thanks for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.